Since April of this year, Black women in America have lost over 106,000 jobs, mainly in government, hospitality, and retail, which is the majority of the prominent jobs available in the country for women. And I've heard a lot of content creators kind of give though, I told you so, nan, that we don't care. I care. But I'm going to tell you what happened, why it happened, and what we as a community need to do moving forward. Now, when I speak of what happened, I'm speaking more so to the reason for the result. This was done originally to men about 60 years ago. And it started off with things like taking vocational training out of high schools. You got to understand, young Black men were able to be plumbers, electricians, auto techs, HVAC, heating, and all that stuff. They were coming out of high school with these kind of education. They stripped that out of the schools. Another thing was back in the 60s, 50s, men were able to get jobs working for factories and plants and take care of a whole family. Those jobs were purposely taken out of our communities and shipped overseas for people to do for 10 cents on a dollar. This was all done systematically to basically strip the Black male of any opportunity to make money and to be productive in society and have social mobility. In turn, the Black woman was empowered. She was given the opportunities, which she definitely took advantage of, educationally, government sponsorships, whether it's Section 8 or anything like that, which also had stipulations in which you couldn't be around the man. And what happened was this was a detriment to the Black family because no longer was it man, woman, and child. It was woman going for herself and Black men out here trying to get it together best way they could because they were locked out of the system. What it also did was it gave Black women this idea that we were less than, and they devalued us. They said we were lazy, we were not capable, we were not providing, we were not protecting, and they were the ones in charge now. And this went to their head, and this was done by the power structure in order to separate men and women, in order to create dysfunction and a lack of family unit. And I've said it over and over again. If we have family, we have everything. If we don't, we have nothing. And over the last 60 years, the Black family has been decimated by this kind of action. You got to understand, the devil is wise and wicked, and the power structure looks 30, 40 years ahead. Most of y'all are Black folks, y'all can't look past next Friday. Now, to talk about why it happened to piggyback off the first reason, to destroy the Black family. And it has been done very successfully because we went from a marriage rate of 80% all the way down to a rate of 25%. And what happened was, to their naivete, a lot of women got these jobs, degrees, and said, I don't need the Black man. I don't need his security. I don't need his provision. I don't need his advice. I don't need his guidance. I got this. These children, I got this. And it led to effeminate boys. It led to hardened girls. And when I say hardened girls, a lot of times mothers put that kind of hard love on their daughters to tell them to be survivors and to be strong. And it takes away from their femininity. While on the other hand, they baby the boys, and the boys are surrounded by their aunties and their grandma and other girls, and it takes away from their ability to maintain masculine energy. Like I tell you all the time, to be a man, you have to see a man. And you take a child, especially boys, away from their fathers and their grandparents and one side of the gender influence, it does have a long-term impact, which we have seen. And the third thing, which is most important, is what do we do now? What we do now is we understand that you cannot make it without Black men, and Black men have known that they can't make it without their family either. Not that we can't survive, because we've been doing it, but we cannot optimize the lives of our children and our women without a collectivism. And they said it to me when I was in high school in the 90s. They were like, look, what do you think is a good salary? And the man say, 50K? He was like, you're going to need to make 3 times that amount of money by the time you guys become parents. And he was right. In the 90s, $50,000 a year was a good job. 50K now is what the average person is making, and everybody's check to check. So men and women need to be in collaboration and marrying and creating families and passing on wealth and saving. Because if you have 50K and he has 50K, you have 100,000. But if you only got 50K on your own and all this Section 8 government programs, all this paying $200 on a $3,000 a month rent note, it's over. All of these things, all of these special entitlements and affirmative action that they gave to the black woman the last 60 years is over. And now you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to continue to bash black men? Are you going to continue to act like you can do it on your own? Or are you going to come to men and make some kind of a real effort to be in collaboration? Because that's the only way we as a black family survive in this country. We are in the lowest of every statistical area that would be something of positivity, and we are the highest in every area that would be a detriment. And the only way we change that is together.